Senator Mazie Hirono just exposed Todd Blanche's dismissive attitude toward Epstein victims. She asked an Epstein survivor if Blanche had met with her. The survivor said no. She said Blanche offered to have a staff member meet with them, but no one contacted them. She said Blanche said it would not be appropriate for him to meet directly with victims. Hirono pointed out that Blanche met for hours with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yesterday, he continues to make excuses, as far as I can tell, for not meeting with you, in spite of the fact that he met for hours with Ms. Maxwell. Why is it so important? Can you tell us once again, why is it so important?
The survivor said the DOJ has never followed up in 30 years. She said Blanche claimed the misredacted information was taken down and fixed within 24 hours, but that is entirely not true. She said her information just came down in April after begging. She said Blanche exhibits a 1,000% dismissive attitude. Hirono asked another witness about the DOJ under Blanche. She said over a quarter of DOJ attorneys have been fired or resigned. She said the DOJ is losing credibility. She said the rule of law is very important. She yielded. Let's watch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank all the witnesses for being here. As a continuation of the confirmation process for Mr. Blanche, we are here to determine whether or not Mr. Blanche, who continues to be President Trump's lawyer and all that implies, should be the Attorney General of the United States of America, who is supposed to be defending the Constitution, not the President. Ms. Bensky, thank you so much for being here and for all of the other Epstein victims. Mr. Blanche was asked whether he would meet with you, and because we knew that he had refused basically to meet with the victims of the Epstein crimes. And he offered apparently yesterday, and he made some excuses about it not being appropriate for him to meet with the victims directly. Why, I do not know.
Understand, yeah.
But he offered up a staff person, and I understand that a staff person from his office contacted you and others, and offered to meet with your counsel. Is that correct? Not with you directly.
I am not aware of a staffer reaching out. I can ask, but we have not heard from a staffer. No, we have not heard from a staffer in the last.
Okay, let's get that clarified. Did I misunderstand that? In fact, yesterday when he said, "I have a staff person here, and we can get this done today."
Yeah.
That they have not contacted you.
They have not contacted us, no.
He also said that it would not be appropriate for him to meet directly with you. So not only is his staff have they not contacted you, as he indicated yesterday, that this could all happen yesterday, he continues to make excuses, as far as I can tell, for not meeting with you, in spite of the fact that he met for hours with Ms. Maxwell. Why is it so important? Can you tell us once again, why is it so important for you and the other victims of Epstein's crimes to meet with Mr. Blanche personally?
Thank you for the question. I think that if a victim comes and reports a crime in the FBI, what is the first thing that they do? They follow up. Like Law & Order SVU taught me that when I was 15 years old. The DOJ has never followed up in 30 years with any of us. There is a lot in the files right now that you should be investigating and looking into. And to my knowledge, I mean, they can answer this too, but we have never been approached by anybody on the prosecutorial side of things. So I do think sitting down, telling our stories and explaining the people that were in the room, right? We were witnesses of crimes. We had crimes committed to us directly. We do have a lot of information, and you would think that somebody would take that lead that's already in, we already went to the FBI because that we wouldn't have 302s if we hadn't have gone to the FBI. It's already there, right? So the following up of those 302s, and then once it's supposed to be handled by the Department of Justice, why aren't we hearing from prosecutors? This case was never handled correctly from the beginning.
And he also made some excuses as to why personal information was not redacted in exposing
I'd love
many of you, including you. And
Yeah. I think something that stood out yesterday was that he had said that immediately when things were misredacted, that they were taken down and they fixed them, and within 24 hours they were put back up. That is entirely not true. There are still things that need to be redacted, and there's still survivor information in there even today from my awareness. My information just came down in April, and that was after begging.
Would you say that Mr. Blanche exhibits a rather dismissive attitude toward all of you and the Epstein crimes?
1,000%, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Oyer, Trump's DOJ under Todd Blanche leadership has purged career prosecutors for personal reasons for refusing to prioritize President Trump's interests over their constitutional oath. Todd Blanche has fired more than 1,200 former career DOJ employees who worked for both Republican and Democratic administrations. This doesn't even include all of the DOJ attorneys who resigned because they didn't want to be part of the kind of DOJ that Todd Blanche is creating, which is basically not a Department of Justice, but a Department of Retribution and Corruption, in my view. Ms. Oyer, what risks does this pose to our country for the kind of DOJ that Todd Blanche is running?
Senator, one of DOJ's greatest strengths historically has been its non-political career workforce of experts, people who are experts in their subject matter. That is crucial to keeping all of us safe. We need people who have specialization in things like national security, prosecuting child exploitation, all manner of sophisticated crimes involving cryptocurrency. Mr. Blanche has decimated the expertise of the career workforce. The Justice Department has lost over a quarter of its attorneys under his leadership and has not been able to replace them, certainly not with experienced, knowledgeable, non-political people.
I think the DOJ is very much losing its credibility. And as Mr. Ashcroft mentioned, the credibility and trust in DOJ is very important. The rule of law is very important. We have a president who does not believe the rule of law applies to him, and his attorney, Mr. Blanche, is helping the president proceed with his basically anti-rule of law agenda. I thank everyone for testifying today. Thank you.
Senator Booker.
Senator Mazie Hirono just delivered a masterclass in how to expose a nominee's dismissive attitude toward victims and the politicization of the Department of Justice. She did not come with a speech. She came with questions. She came with the voice of an Epstein survivor. She came with the facts of the DOJ's purge, and she left no doubt about the answer. The exchange was not just a routine confirmation hearing. It was a confrontation about the fundamental question of whether the DOJ will serve the public or the president. It was about whether the Department of Justice will remain an independent institution or become a tool of political retribution. Hirono began by laying out the stakes. She said Blanche is President Trump's lawyer and all that that implies. She said he is supposed to be defending the Constitution, not the president. That is the heart of the issue. The Attorney General is not the president's personal lawyer. The Attorney General is the chief law enforcement officer of the United States. The Attorney General's client is the American people, not the president. Blanche does not seem to understand that. He has spent his career defending Trump. He has spent his career protecting Trump. He has spent his career serving Trump. He has not spent his career serving the American people. He has not spent his career upholding the rule of law. He has not spent his career enforcing the Constitution. Hirono was right to call that out. Then Hirono turned to the Epstein victim. She asked if Blanche had met with her. The survivor said no. She said Blanche offered to have a staff member meet with them, but no one contacted them. She said Blanche said it would not be appropriate for him to meet directly with victims. Hirono pointed out that Blanche met for hours with Ghislaine Maxwell. The survivor said the DOJ has never followed up in 30 years. She said Blanche claimed the misredacted information was taken down and fixed within 24 hours, but that is entirely not true. She said her information just came down in April after begging. She said Blanche exhibits a 1,000% dismissive attitude. The survivor's testimony is devastating. She has been waiting for justice for 30 years. She has been waiting for the DOJ to follow up. She has been waiting for someone to listen. She has been waiting for someone to care. Blanche has not. He has not met with her. He has not met with any of the victims. He has not followed up on the 302S. He has not taken their leads. He has not done anything. He has made excuses. He has said it is not appropriate. He has offered staff members who do not contact them. He has claimed the misredactions were fixed. They were not. He has dismissed them. He has ignored them. He has treated them with contempt. The contrast with Maxwell is stark. Blanche met with Maxwell for hours. He spent time with her. He listened to her. You cared about her. But he will not meet with the victims. He will not listen to them. He will not care about them. That is not justice. That is an insult to the victims. Hirono then turned to the DOJ purge. She said Blanche has fired more than 1,200 career DOJ employees. She said many more have resigned. She said the DOJ is becoming a department of retribution and corruption. She asked a witness about the risks. The witness said the DOJ's greatest strength has been its non-political career workforce. She said that expertise is crucial to keeping Americans safe. She said Blanche has decimated that expertise. She said the DOJ has lost over a quarter of its attorneys. She said the DOJ is losing credibility. She said the rule of law is very important. She said the president does not believe the rule of law applies to him, and Blanche is helping him. The witness's testimony is devastating. The DOJ is losing its most experienced attorneys. It is losing its institutional knowledge. It is losing its ability to prosecute complex crimes. It is losing its credibility. It is losing the trust of the American people. It is becoming a tool of the president. It is no longer a department of justice. It is a department of retribution. It is a department of corruption. That is not what the DOJ is supposed to be. The DOJ is supposed to be independent. It is supposed to be non-political. It is supposed to enforce the law equally. It is supposed to protect the American people. It is not supposed to serve the president. It is not supposed to punish his enemies. It is not supposed to protect his friends. That is what Blanche is doing. That is what the DOJ has become. The purge is not about efficiency. It is about loyalty. It is about removing anyone who might stand up to the president. It is about replacing them with people who will do what they are told. It is about turning the DOJ into a political weapon. The larger issue here is not just about Blanche. It is about the future of the Department of Justice. It is about whether the DOJ will remain an independent institution or become a political tool. Hirono argued that it should remain independent. She argued that Blanche is making it a political tool. She argued that Blanche is destroying the DOJ from within. She was right. The DOJ is one of the most important institutions in the country. It is responsible for enforcing the law. It is responsible for protecting the American people. It is responsible for upholding the rule of law. Blanche is undermining all of that. He is turning the DOJ into a weapon for the president. He is destroying its reputation. He is leaving the country less safe. He is making it harder for the DOJ to do its job. He is making it harder for the DOJ to protect the American people. He is making it harder for the DOJ to uphold the rule of law. Hirono's closing statement was the most important part of the exchange. She thanked the witnesses for testifying. She did not get a commitment from Blanche. She did not get an apology. She did not get a change in policy. But she got something important. She got the victim's testimony on the record. She got the facts of the purge on the record. She got the contradictions on the record. She made it clear that Blanche is not fit for the job. She made it clear that the DOJ is in crisis. She made it clear that the American people deserve better. The question now is whether the committee will act.